Hmm. Let's see. Because I keep forgetting the word. Okay, so a lot of people have been telling me that I'm innocent. And recently, every single time somebody tells me I'm innocent, I get fucking mad internally. I kind of take offense to it. And I try to oppose to their judgments of me, or judgments or expectations of me, or their thoughts of me. So if person A thinks I'm innocent, I will try to take other actions to prove that I am not innocent. But then in doing that, I was like, why am I trying to prove that I'm not innocent? Right? So I was looking at a lot of what they were actually saying rather than just the word that they were using. And I'm realizing that, I always want to do a good job. I always try to do the right thing. I always try to do this. I always try to do that, right? So that is what they're attributing my innocence towards. And I don't do anything that opposes my innocence because I just have values, I have standards, I have whatever it is, right? And I was thinking about it. Well, when you look at a little kid, you see nothing but pure innocence into a child, right? The way they walk, the way they smile, the way they act. It's nothing but innocence. And a lot of people try to sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not reflect, but they try and reincarnate that into who they are as an adult, right? Myself personally, I try to constantly be more of like my childlike self, and then be able to be that person in the present, so that way my younger self can look up to me as a role model now. And I was thinking about it. Well, then, if a lot of us try to attribute to be innocent, why am I taking so much offense to it? And then I started thinking, well, what's worse than innocence? And then I came to the thought, it's niceness. And honestly, my entire life I've been a people pleaser. My entire life I've been doing everything I can to be as nice as possible to get the things that I want. And a majority of the time, trying to get the thing I want never really happened. The thing that I went so hard for, it wouldn't happen. And then I would take that as an indication that I should try 10 times harder to get the thing I want. For example, ladies, women. If a woman told me she didn't want me, okay, that's cool. You can have that. But I'm going to work 10 times harder so that I can gain your attraction so you can like me. But then that creates neediness, So it's just going to make the woman not like me 10 times more, right? So I thought about it, like niceness is worse than innocence. So then I came upon the thought that when you're nice, you're malleable, you're moldable. I'm capable of taking your judgments, taking your thoughts, and then turning them into something else that I want, and then because you're so nice, you will also mold your thoughts in the way that will ensure that I like it. So, for example, what's a good example? Let's say I love sweet potatoes, right? I like sweet potatoes with my ground turkey, and homeboy comes, Mr. Nice Guy comes, and he tells me, man, I love chicken and sweet potatoes. And then I'll say, you know what, I don't really like chicken that much. Chicken's trash. And then the other guy will repeat the same thing. You know what, yeah, you're kind of right. Chicken is kind of trash. That's niceness. Being able to be malleable, being able to reconstruct your thoughts in a not so formative way, because I was able to change the other person just by what I said. And then he followed with what I wanted to say and what I believed, because he's afraid that I will leave. So a majority of my niceness came from the fact that this is getting deep. A majority of my niceness came from the fact that other people were going to abandon me, and other people weren't going to take care of me or be hard on me. So the reason why I was beginning to be so nice was because if I said something that reinforced my likeliness to them. So if I said something that made sure they were going to like me, I would do it, because if they didn't like me, then they would leave me. And I didn't want to be left. I have so much fear of being left and being abandoned that I did whatever it took to be liked. Now that's some shit. So the thought, going back to what I was saying before of being innocent, I took offense to that because I guess I didn't really perceive myself as innocent, right? But all the actions and the things that I was doing, well, it kind of lands on par with innocence. And then that brings me to my next thought, next conclusion, is that it's better to be innocent, quote unquote innocent, than to be nice. Because when you're nice, you are capable of being transformed into something else, so that way you can be liked. But when you're innocent, you have values, you have standards, you have judgments, you have ideas that you have about yourself, and you will not construct yourself or be malleable to other thoughts, because you already have your own self-sufficient, self-created sort of view of the world. So it's better to be innocent, even though it may sound unrealistic, or it may sound, it can seem like innocence is being thrown to you as a jab that you're weak, but it's actually just solidifying that you have standards about yourself, when you're nice all the time, it just shows you have little to no respect about yourself and that you're weak, aka what I was. And being able to hear that I'm innocent actually proves the fact that I have values, that I have judgments, and that I have things that I wouldn't do, I have things that I would do. You know, I have respect for myself. And it's so much, it also just shows your amount of strength for having those things that you created for yourself and having your own view of the world. Whereas nice people, they will constantly be open to plethora of options just because they want to be liked by other people. And if they're liked by other people, then they're secure. But when you're innocent, you're not open to everybody because other people don't have the same perspective or same values and same traits as yourself, so you keep yourself a little bit more closed. And when you're closed, you don't let all of the people that, if you were to let all the other people that aren't like-minded, then it's just gonna fuck you up. But if you let people that are into your little circle who are also of the same character, of the same traits and the same values as you, then you're only gonna grow. And I think being innocent is an indication that you are actually on the right path, that you're within your own circle, and that shows so much more strength and courage, because not everybody's going to like you or even believe the philosophy or the way you carry yourself. They won't always like it. And that's fine, because not everybody's going to like you. But for the nice guy or the nice person, everyone is going to like them, but you won't like yourself. And I think the part that is so much more affirming and it's so much more powerful is, if you like yourself, then you don't need anybody else's attention or anybody else's validation. But if you have everybody else's validation, then you don't have the most important validation, which is you. So fuck being nice. Have the courage to believe in something and then act of that way. So that way you can start finding people who are just like yourself. And yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. I'm going to continue eating my ground turkey and sweet potatoes now. So yeah, you could go on now.